Okay, so it's a great evening. Welcome, India's Anushka. And we have a good team of Mimi, Shantika, Shohini, Yash, Abir, Birsha. All of us are here. It's a lovely moment. There's been a time when Mumbai films and regional films have been kept separate. Now, like slowly things are changing. You know, like we are getting to do films for each other. Anushka has come. She's producing Bengali movies out here. Isn't it? Hindi Sorry. So that's
I'm working with Paramguru.
Yeah, you're working with Paramguru. You missed out on me.
And we also supposed to do.
No, there are proposals of Bengali films also coming from Mumbai. Such things are happening. We never used to have such a common platform where we could discuss, talk about our cinema. So I have a very formal questionnaire which I don't want to go through because, but anyway, first question is to you. Is that we've been told one of our a fan of yours who's watched this film says this is a complete love story. इसमें कोई मिलावट ही नहीं. So what is it like a love story?
Okay, first of all, can I just say thank you for being here?
Yeah.
I think I'm the eldest on this table. And I'm sure all of you have acted from childhood to some of your acting experience will be much more than me.
No,
that's
not
still
No, he did not.
I know. So I want to thank you and first of all, whatever little knowledge I have from childhood, I'm from Delhi and Mumbai is where I work and Kolkata is where I get love. So I'm all set. Whenever I have heard of the Indian film industry, the Hindi film industry, whichever way one calls it, I think there has been a huge influence of Bengal, not only just literature-wise, just poetry-wise. I think even cinema-wise, some of the greatest music directors of the country, some of the greatest lyric writers of the country, some of the finest actors from the country have actually come from here and enriched Indian cinema. And I won't go into the details. You all know it. Some of you might be too young to know it. I still know it. But I think this whole amalgamation of getting together, where one is open to doing stuff together, already existed. And inshallah, if it keeps on going further, it's even nicer.
Yeah, because it's a better bonding.
Yeah, and whatever little years I've spent here, vis-a-vis my excuse for cricket, KKR and stuff, I really do feel I hardly get time to meet everyone, but the art is in the blood here.
You're always a regular in our Kolkata Film Festival.
Like one of the finest filmmakers in the country, Ray.
Yeah, directors most prolific.
Yeah, correct.
And not only Bengali filmmakers, but a lot of Hindi filmmakers have been from Bengal, from Calcutta, moving over there. So many of them.
Like Vikram, like even you came from
Jamshedpur.
and I think Sujoy.
Yeah, even now, like,
Divakar,
Sujit,
yes, of course.
You.
Bilbo.
So now that it's settled, that we're all one.
We have always been one.
But I just want to say, it's a pure love story. I think Imtiaz is quite untouched by the limitation of commercial cinema. He's kind of still untouched, though I tried my best. And I will keep trying whenever we work together. Because I've not sold my soul, but I do believe in selling cinema, which I would like to tell all the youngsters here also. It's important to make sure that everybody watches the film. So a few, never a compromise, but a few turns around in a film of yours or the storytelling of yours, which can amass more people to come and watch it, whatever it is. We all belong to a category which wants to do art, wants to do good things, wants to believe that we can internalize and do the best thing possible, what we actually feel. And the best part about Imtiaz, like you said, it's a pure love story. And more or less, that purity is intact after years of making films. how long have you been making films? Yes.
It's been 10 years.
So 10 years में तो थोड़ा सा corruption.
That is love story.
Yeah,
But
2000.
2005 my first film release, so that's 12 years.
But you were making stuff from 2000.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Yash, you wanted to?
I've already watched the film and I love the journey of Harry and Sejal and especially you and you also. It's like you with your Punjabi accent and you with your Gujarati accent. It's like a real treat to watch. And I won't say that I have seen this before or something like that because I found a different you as an audience. I loved your look also, that rugged look and that tourist guide. I don't want to reveal much about the story because I would want the audience to watch the film. But it was really entertaining. It was really entertaining and I just watched it last night.
Even the Gharib look.
It wasn't a very look. I love that.
No, but you know the humor.
The tattoo. It was really cool.
Yeah. इम्तियाज ने मुझे बोला था कि एकदम नॉर्मल आदमी है. आप जो बड़े रईस हो, अमीर लगते हो. मैं थोड़ा सा अर्बन एक्टर हूँ यार.
सर आप सुपरस्टार हो, आप नॉर्मल लग ही नहीं सकते.
सिर्फ फौजी हो.
Fauji.
And that's very good.
With this hair. Between me and Imtiaz, the last week it looked like his body. But yeah, he wanted me to look kind of, सड़क का, रास्ते का. मैं नहीं लगता हूँ ऐसे यार. मुझे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है. बड़ा अर्बन दोस्त हूँ. मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. One day I want to do one completely grounded,
I
nice.
did something like that in fan.
मैंने बहुत कोशिश करता रहता हूँ. Thank you. But इसने मुझे कहा ऐसा फिर then in the last few scenes he put me in a black suit with a black tie.
Yeah.
And I thought ये खत्म हो गया.
Anushka, what do you think? What will you have to say?
But then if I look,
Or you always look good?
dignified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it true?
है ना?
Huh.
मैं लगता हूँ.
They used to keep saying that, this difference in their status. I was like, you're not looking like you're any different, but I'm looking poor or something. I'm supposed to be. But I'm looking like, I don't think I look like my father's diamond merchant because he's looking rather suave. And that's the.
No, you were looking about throughout the film you were asking that. You were not looking that Benji type. I found you really cute and
That was the point.
that was okay.
So it was decided with all the top people in Bengali cinema that we really failed it. What we were trying to do.
Okay. Shwani, you wanted to ask something?
Yeah. Anushka ji. Anushka ji, तो मतलब ये कैसे हुई Anushka?
Trying to look younger, act younger than you.
You really have to be young like me. I got it.
Isha has loads of patience.
How much of this Sejal and
What director director?
what do you say? Louder. You're pretending nobody's
You
here.
should have kept catches out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's, as an actor, you always dig into something of your own because it's impossible to just be somebody else. You see the similarities that are with you and the character you're supposed to play, and then you perhaps accentuate that or you live that part of you a little bit more during the course of the film. So I think what's similar between Sejal and me is the transparency, I guess, as stated. I think I'm quite straightforward like that. What I'm thinking, I kind of just say it out at the cost of, a lot of problems in my own life, for being that way. But yeah, she's very transparent, and like that, I think what is not similar is that she's very insensitive as a person. Like, she's very brash. I wish she had too much confidence. I wish I had that kind of confidence that she has. I should just talk with anyone and just kind of just get out of there. But I don't know if you've seen the film, but she thought it's so easy for her to just get out and find this true guy and go and get her ring. I don't think I have that kind of ease as a person as she does. But I think that the similarity is something that I try to associate myself with.
I have this very serious question to you guys.
Yeah.
Like, how does it take to make like all your films from Suchana till now? It's like a journey film between lovers. like Bonnie and Clyde, and there is Imtiaz making films and Indian films. It's about journey and people falling in love. So, and every time you make a film, it comes around with the same thing. So, like, how do you change the subject all the time and keep coming up with beautiful things?
But you think
you know, I'm a big fan. You know, I know you from Sejal. So, dude, how do you do that all the time?
But do you think that I make different films or all the same type?
No,
You
see,
tell me honestly.
when I saw Sejal,
Yeah.
I thought it was actually saw Sejal after I saw Jabbi, which I think is still your most definite film. And then I thought Lavachkal was your best film before I saw the one you made before this.
Tamasha.
But every time you come with something that's not done before by you, but it's still a journey. And I think you think about romance or love as a journey. So what do you do? What do you think? How did it work?
You must have realized it in your own work that you might start off with any intention. Sometimes I used to start off with a very clear-cut, practical intention of making a certain kind of film. But since when you start writing, things kind of go out of your control. Much as you would want to make it into a 3-act structure and all those beautiful things you read in literature, it doesn't become like that. It just becomes something, it's like, how shall I put it? It's almost like, what's that when you're not in your consciousness and you just start writing and it just becomes something else?
That's cinema. That is cinema.
That's cinema.
Yeah.
For me, it is completely like that. If somebody asks me why, then I have to think of reasons and pretend as though I've thought it out.
Correct.
Honestly, I haven't. But I just feel that as the energy. Every time I've written a story, I've thought this is not a love story. I used to vehemently oppose the notion of Jab We Met being a love story. But that's my perspective. Of course, I do realize that categories are not made by those people who do the work themselves, but by other people, so I accept it now. And the other thing that actually acts upon me, and I think all of us, in a way, is greed. The basic purpose of being here is not very noble. It is just to have fun, I feel.
Yeah.
For me. Just that, इसमें सबसे ज़्यादा मजा आता है. This is what I want to do.
Right.
And when you are doing it like that, then things that you really like come to the fore, and you find a reason to accommodate them subconsciously. So I think that is how best I can explain what I do.
And I think that's great that a filmmaker is following one journey all the time, like traveling in time and making a love story. That's great.
No, and by that way you're giving an interpretation of love by various means in each and every film of yours. I think that's a very difficult task to do.
Quite by accident, I must say.
आप फिर हमेशा एक फिल्म में बिछड़ते हैं उसके बाद मिलते हैं
मेरे फिल्म में हमेशा एक दूसरा बॉयफ्रेंड भी होता है लड़की का।
हाँ
मेरी फिल्म में
which you did not realize till I told you. Yeah.
and somebody runs away. But so Sharma sir's film. Somebody's gonna Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jaye. Don't blame me.
No, but by the way, like them working together, it was journey as well, no? They fell in love in a journey, right?
These two.
Not him and Kajol.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just copying from there, man. Don't blame me.
Well, I think Shantika wants to ask something. She is.
I just want to say one thing. I just want to interrupt
Mimi.
Shalu. Actually, Shantika is like, I don't know, you have, like, she's everywhere where you are there, and she was like shaking. I don't know, I have met her. I love her so much. Yeah.
I don't remember my lines and I
You
can't.
don't have to
I can't think of any question.
No, that question you were asking.
No, I can't. I don't remember anything.
Are you November born? Are you November born?
Sharma
Is she November born? Let's just hold hands.
No, I will. No, then I'll have to come with.
I just want to wish you a lot of success.
How
On
many
the
times have you been asked by ladies like this? But I will never want to come with you.
All the time.
All the time.
You refused his hand,
You
Sharma.
wanted this since
What happened
morning,
there?
you're saying.
That's all I said. He was just the hand she said.
What
He wants more.
Yeah, she was.
Shantika, just do it.
But dude, this is called Hoi Choi.
और ये दोनों आगे आगे चले गए
वही आपके स्टोरी वाला वो दूसरे वाले के क्या बीच में जो आ जाता है बीच में आप सब
That's what he's trying to say.
Well, I just tell you, Shantika is one of the most, she's a lovely actor and one of the most prolific dancers. She's super. And
Have you learned it or
Yes, I have learned
which
it.
form?
Kathak and then contemporary.
Your voice is very good also.
Oh,
है ना?
can I see them?
मुझे लगता है ये पूरी की पूरी बोली।
मैं यहाँ पे I want to crawl in, down there. But I really want to wish a lot of success to all of you and the film, definitely. And especially a lot of love for you, sir. And you miss what
सर मत बोलो ना फिर सब खराब है।
To serve with love.
Yeah,
To serve with love was beautiful.
Who is that? Afraid.
okay. No, I just keep repeating that.
But thank you for being so kind. And I don't understand it sometimes because so I've been working for so long. I think 25 years it's been a long time that I've worked. And I fully respect because not because of me, but people like Imtiaz and the actors, directors before him. They've added so much to an emotion of mine and maybe I keep saying it in the interviews for the last few days, empowering the emotions of women through their films, people like Imtiaz. And this may not sound very intellectual or coming from deep down inside, but I think most of the directors, my understanding in 25 years of, say, Mr. Yash Chopra, Adi, Karan, Imtiaz now, and some Maniratnam sir. There's so many of them that I don't not mention here. But all the love stories they made, they kind of empowered the emotions of it, not empowered the women. Made them look like, whatever a woman should be like, but the emotions have been empowered. And it's very subliminal and very subtle. So when I meet a young lady like her, and when she tells me that she likes me, and in every which way, I have full respect for whichever way a person likes me. It has to do with the fact that she has an immense amount of respect and love for her emotions. And and so I don't ever, I'm not extremely naughty, just letting you know. but I think I fully feel it. Maybe not fully feel it, fully understand it, but I fully feel it. Because all these men, very sensitive men, have written stuff in films that I happen to work in a way which, and I think also I will not be so modest. I think I take the credit for the fact that I've essayed it according to the way they wanted me to, and then put it out there. So I think when a young lady meets me and she talks about it, I know for over years there is a lot of respect and dignity for the empowerment of the emotions, all of them. Which does not mean that you like him better than me. At the end of it all, or any of the directors that I mentioned, they're like, okay, they're very busy and just.
I love you.
Yeah, that's it.
this evening was to Shan.
Yes.
Can I ask something as a rejoinder to this? Before you were a film actor, what's the kind of attention you got from women? Women still loved you and liked you when we were absent?
You need a high five on that.
That was.
No. I'm sure that there is something in a person.
See, I was like how I'm juggling here. I'm a sports person. I'm from a segregated school, and by the time I even went to college, I had 2 ladies in the class. I have never met girls. I have never been able to interact with them, and that is perhaps the nicest part of my life that I did. So I'm learning so much.
I played hockey.
I played hockey.
Yeah.
But in college, in Hansraj, in theatre.
I know. I've said this before. My now wife was the first lady who agreed to dance with me. So I said, before she changes her mind, I've never had any interaction with ladies. I have no understanding or idea of any woman liking me. In my college, on the playground or anywhere, So for me, initially when I came into the industry, the first thing I told everyone, which could be a defense mechanism, I said, "But love stories nahi karunga." So that's why I was launched in a film like Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman, which is not inherently a love story. It's a small town, it's Avara, based on Raj Kapoor's Avara. And all the films I did, Chamatkar was a comedy, ghost film. Every film that I signed in the first year of my career, the first thing was that I will never play a romantic hero. I think now, suddenly today I realize it must be a defense mechanism because I didn't know how to romance a movie.
But even in the middle, you know, when you acted in Aziz Mirza and
Yeah.
like Phir Bhi Dil Hindustani, Badshah and all those films, it was love story.
There is no film in Hindi films, or I'm sure even in Bengali cinema, it doesn't have an element of love. But we, by nature, Indians, that love string has to be there. I mean,
Yes, boss.
it has to be. All of them have to have. But I think inherently it was a small town guy making it big.
Kabhi Na Kabhi Na.
That one too. I mean, there was one girl and he didn't get her.
So that's the best form of emotion to emote.
I think so. So I actually refused to do love stories because I thought I was so bad and I've had no experience with so thank you, sir.
We've been all along talking about women adulations. What about male adulations? I mean, Anushka, you must say something. We won't bring.
Yeah.
Just ask. We won't bring cricket to the table, but let's talk about.
No, but you're hiding her from all the boys here.
We can't have
Adi has actually locked up his wife somewhere there just to come and speak to you. What do you say?
About what?
Men adulations. No, I mean, we know Shah Rukh's adulation for women. He's just a natural.
I'm the only man in life.
I think that's the first time I've been asked this question. So it's a bit, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm very uncomfortable with it as a person, personally. I think I also feel like men are not as expressive as women are in general.
We just saw that.
Yeah. So I feel like maybe it's easier for maybe female actors then.
we can do it, we can't.
I'll tell you something. Sorry to butt in. I just remembered Mithu telling me once, and this is something which I always remember this at the back of my mind. So it is not just easy. Stars and superstars like Mr. Bachchan or Sharma, the kind of adulations which they get, it's all because of they have a bit of God in them. This was what Mudunda said actually, that it's not so easy. People might have talents. There are so many people with talents, but why is it there are just a few who get such kind of
I think it's a great thing to say. It's a great
It's actually, I tell you, I think
Same.
See, sorry to interrupt, but we just saw this picture at City Center 2 a while back, and we were told that there were more than 75,000 crowd out there. I mean, it's crazy. World Cup always greets you like that.
The government always does it. But I think it's whatever is inexplicable is actually God. I truly believe that. We can't explain, but do we try through all the religions and through all the methods that we try to do? And I truly believe what Mithunda said is completely correct. That it's inexplicable. Why? And I'll say this openly because I think I'm old enough and confident enough to say this now. Maybe I wouldn't have said it 10, 15 years ago. That my talent is limited. And I'm not being modest. I know there are people more talented than me. In every part that I do in a film, as an actor, as a star, as a producer, I think there is somebody, more than somebody, who's as good or even better. And then why do I get this? And about 15 years ago, I decided not to really believe in myself. There has to be something more to why this gets created for some people, and not someone who's even more talented, as hardworking, or even more better looking. Everything that we think leads to stardom and making you famous. If you take away everything and say, "Sab dalo iske andar," I think you'll always find someone better. So I really, because it is so difficult for me to comprehend, I've decided not to comprehend. And I think there is many time, space, year, audience, directors, kuch mission hoga. This mix must have gotten me where I have got. I personally believe that it is something that cannot be explained. Because if it could be, I would put it on my son and duplicate it. And I know for a fact I can't. Everything I've done, I can make my son do. And I think he's better looking too. But completely I would fail at it. Because I think you get chosen by a certain sensibility, which has nothing to do with you. And I will tell you, you all are young. And inshallah, each one of you is, because you're all good at your job and hardworking, and all of us have different dreams and achievement thoughts. But, and all of us are chosen actually, at different extents. But please do believe this, and I'm not being nice and good because I've reached that age in my life. About 15, 20 years ago I realized this, that whenever you are chosen, it has nothing to do with you. So please keep doing what you know best, a little bit acting, a little bit direction, a little bit writing, a little bit, lots of dancing. Yes, especially, उसके बारे में मसला नहीं. So if you keep doing it, just do your core job. You know, sometimes people stop. So when I see the crowds, I'm feeling so awkward now. I want to lie down, prostrate on the ground, and say thank you to them. Because people think I'm being humble. I'm not being humble. I'm humbled by the fact that because I know the limitations of what I can do. Like each one of us does actually. All of us do. But I think we should, within those limitations, keep on working and not really worry why this has come. Or try to recreate it or believe it's you. That's one big lesson I've learned.
Does this come with age?
No, yeah, I realized this about when I came into Mumbai. Again, part of defense mechanism.
That kind of interviews, I used to love watching that. Very overconfident interviews, but
I still am.
Actually,
I still am.
yeah,
There is no
it's really
question
motivating for all of us.
Abhilash Pune se bola, then I am the best.
You used to say you're better than the best.
I am actually.
Yeah, you
But
used to,
that's
yeah.
when I wake up, I don't know, I'll repeat one little story because all of you are young. There's a little kid standing next to a wall and he was writing on the wall, I'm best. I'm very good. I'm very good. And then he thinks, my sister is educated herself so much, she's going to become a doctor. And my brother is such a great sportsman. My father is such a qualified engineer. I better make this proper. So he removed I'm good and wrote I'm the best. So the less you are, the more you say. And I know that. I would not say I'm the best if I knew I'm really the best. So I say it because I know I'm not as good as so many others. People think of it as confidence, and it is confidence. You have to wake up in the morning thinking that I'm best at what I do, within my own thing. I'm not, just to let you guys know, today is a very big day. Usain Bolt is running his last race.
Yes, yes.
At 2:15 a.m.
Yeah.
Let us all pray for him.
And he's really the best.
Yeah.
So, sorry to digress, but I think 5 years into my career, when things started happening to me, when I said I'm only here for 5 films, I realized ये मेरे हाथ में अब नहीं है, and I cannot take credit for this. I really enjoy everything that comes in stardom. The people, the money, the fame, the awards, the recognition, the love, everything. I really enjoy it. I think my arms have started opening wider now because I enjoy it so much. But I think I realized it 5 years into my, whatever happened to me, that ये मेरा नहीं है. So now just ride along and pray and hope. And the only thing I can do to retain is work hard. So every morning you get up and just really work harder and hope it remains. And if it doesn't remain, it was never yours. It was actually given to you by somebody else.
Anushka, I mean, you are kind of growing in folds. The kind of performance that you're putting up in each and every of your films.
And I guess she's an inspiration for
You
all of us.
are simply like
Yeah, I'm
the
being good.
way you're growing, like, and you would be growing. You have the whole life in front of you. There's so much more. So how's it like? How's it like working with you?
It's great. I mean, it's very easy.
He's working on
It just makes it very easy. I think that's one thing that I learned in my very first film from him. And it wasn't that he was teaching me anything, but he was just being himself. And I think as an actor, you're so observant. I think that's our primary job, right? We just observe things. And I would just keep noticing him and how he would behave on set, how he would conduct himself, how gracious he was as a person. He was so concerned about everyone's well-being, whether they were able to do their work the best way possible. So even if it's the focus puller, so if he didn't get the shot right, he would be like, Dada, aapko nahi mila, वापस कर लेते हैं. Sometimes it's very frustrating for actors. When you do a really nice shot, you'll be like, oh God, इसकी वजह से नहीं हुआ. काम करना पड़ेगा. But he was really like not affected by it. Another one was maybe I did not understand it then to the extent that I do now because I've done a lot more films and I have observed a lot of things on set. But he was very gracious and very supportive and making sure everybody was comfortable, making sure I was doing, or maybe not I was doing my best, created an environment for me so that I could do my best. So I'm not very good technically as an actor. I still am not. I don't think I will be going by the rate at which I'm going. And I'm still not able to make it to my marks and stuff. So it really helps me and brings with me because especially songs and stuff. I mean, I'm supposed to reach here, I've reached there. Not even like yaha, but pura. So it really helps to be with somebody like him who kind of in the shot he manages to come in and make you reach here. Then you're like, I reached. And he would do that in the first one, you know, that time when you were supposed to take a tour and come and stand, and then you just did that tour. I was just like,
I was actually just holding you, acting as if I'm helping you, but I was taking support because when I do a tour, I fall down. But on the other hand, she has a professional, obviously a manager in her hand, and she's got obviously, I'm a creative manager on set, so I manage her. I'm employed by her, I only work for Anushka.
Okay, so we are getting.
I'm sorry. You know, this is a little one-sided. It would be so wrong for me, Imtiaz and Anushka, to be here, and perhaps some of us having done more years in this job than you have. But to find out, I'm really keen to know. So I'll start. I hope I don't sound like a school teacher. But I want to start from there.
Yeah.
Why do you do what you do? And my main question is that why do you do what you do? What do you want to do with what you do?
I think I always wanted to make films. It came pretty naturally to me because, not because that I'm a third generation filmmaker in this industry, but I was always inspired by this thing called cinema where it's the most beautiful fraud in the world, right? Like you fraud things, but it's beautiful. Right? So I was inspired by that. I would make up things. Like a child, I would make up things and people would believe that. So when people believe that, I thought that can be cinema.
Then you wanted to lie, which becomes the.
I wanted to lie. I wanted to make a beautiful lie which would become truth. Yeah, correct. So that's how it became cinema. That's how I wanted to make cinema.
Comes from a family of filmmakers. His grandfather.
I'm born the 2nd of November. By the way.
Oh, wow.
oh,
I love that. Yeah. No, I'm his biggest fan.
We also were. Why do you act?
सर मैंने तो स्टार्ट किया था कॉर्पोरेट जॉब से, उसके बाद पता चला कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, स्टिल एक्टिंग हो जाएगा शायद.
famous Gokesh.
Yeah.
So he's a very, very, very fine actor.
So my next film is with him. That's why he's saying this.
No.
So maybe I felt acting is kind of an escape route for me. When I was
you like in an office doing a complete corporate job.
No, I didn't like it.
Which part were you doing? What were you doing?
I was in Sharma.
Sharma?
Yeah. So when I was planning to it was more stressful. So when I was planning to leave the job, people said कि film line में जा रहे हो बहुत uncertain है. It's more uncertain than the film line. Because every day I see prices going up and down. It's better I leave it here and go to my films. And thankfully I did that.
So tell me, once in a way, when you're sitting all alone after finishing a film, and mashallah you earn some money, will you still invest in shares?
No.
Do you have any? My business do you have any inside
knowledge?
Because मैं sometimes acting से तो share market बताओ तो better हो जाएगा.
Sir, I have seen people like eroding their portfolios in like 2 minutes. I have seen that because I was doing my job from 2005 to 2010, so I have seen the biggest share market ups and downs at that point of time. So it was really, really stressful. Better.
I never knew you were into share market.
That's because
I know you from your childhood. You don't know
because never were interested in him. So like
what?
Yes, how do you feel doing what you're doing, acting and stuff? Why did you want to be an actor?
Because
and are you liking it? You love it?
Yeah, I'm loving it actually. I started with television and I'm just 2 films in. So with me it was always like I'm personally a very shy guy, and I would in my personal life I would never go up to a girl and I would speak to her that much. In front of the camera I get all the liberty, and I can tell myself that I'm acting and I can do all those things that I want, and that can be more real because I'm doing what's there in the script, but I can be myself also, and I don't have to be an introvert in front of the camera. So I can be like, living a different life and that split personality thing and enjoying things also.
No, certainly. I mean, I always, when I was young, I wanted to be Batman and Superman. Whenever I go on the sets, I think I've become that.
Yeah.
Whichever way. So why did you do what you do?
Like
It's been like, it's been quite a long story, but see, it's like, I never thought that I would be into films. But I was, from my childhood, I was quite an introvert, and I was into books and cinema. And world cinema, Ray, gulping down the scripts. And I didn't know why. I never wanted to become a filmmaker or actor or whatever. So I had actually completed my post-graduation MBA, and I had applied for my PhD abroad. And during that time, a friend of mine came and said, "Falana company में ये hero ढूंढ रहा है, acting करेगा, चल." I went, gave an audition and worked through it. And that was a television serial. We, that time, used to have weekly, not dailies. So like, first telecast, it was actually 30 years back, 87, 19 November. And within that first telecast, within a week, I had 2 more offers. I told myself, this is where I have found my love. This is where I have tasted blood. I will.
Can you give an answer that I have rated him one of the finest actors I've seen? He's a very good actor.
I told my I-20 foreman to bits when it came. Never told my parents for the next 10 years. And I told myself that I'll make a name staying out here in Kolkata. And went on to become an actor. After a certain point of time, felt that I'm not going. There are more things to do in cinema. I went into production, started my own company, but by that time I was a corporate, doing my corporate job also. I was a funds manager, I was a forex manager, and
He was everything under the sun.
it was like, and then I became a line producer for Yash Raj. All films that are done out here for Yash Raj are through my company. My company is called Nothing Beyond Cinema. That's exactly what I believe in. Nothing beyond cinema. And there was this director of ours, Anjan Dutt, who once told me that it's not just enough to criticize. We must try and do what we want to do. And that's where we started our kind of cinema. And now I'm a director, and I think that this is where I belong. I have to.
And we call it.
And I think he's the best at me. Like since he did everything in cinema, he has the right voice. Like he doesn't like me, he won't indulge. He has the right voice.
I've been his line producer also.
And he produced my first film. And I directed both the films he actually. Just like but he produced my first film, and I think as a filmmaker he has the right voice because he understands acting, he understands production, and now he understands filmmaking as well, which is why everything comes together.
And funds management.
Yeah, perfectly.
He understands how you line.
Yeah, how I line.
It's an extremely lovely evening to be here with you. I'm under tremendous stress. My film is releasing on 11th of August, and it's called Dhananjay. It's on a real life story that had happened.
You can't be more stressed than us. Our film is released today.
Release हो गया एक चीज होते हैं. Showing.
very difficult question. मैं theatre करती थी तो अभी भी करती हूँ उसके बाद अभी
But she's very shy, but I think
she's a lovely actor. She's my Shotavati. Abhi is my Bhumkesh.
So where do you do theatre?
Chetrona, it's a very famous theatre group in town.
पर शुरू कैसे किया?
Theatre में, school में.
You do theatre?
Yes.
You have no knowledge about your colleagues.
Yeah. It's that maybe you didn't know.
No, I think
I
I think Shoini is the funniest actress we have, and she is the funniest heroine we have. That's me. And
What's the difference between actress and hero?
Paris what?
Don't
Me?
get into that.
Actor,
Please.
What is the difference? Acting,
I am a dancer.
I can explain that. I can explain.
Trying to say that you are not
I can explain that.
So like the other side?
She
I can
asked.
explain
I'll
that.
talk to you later. We'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you on that. Not a problem.
It's like a
मुझे छो गॉड में अनुष्का मुझे छो मुझे में डालो ना हमारा मुझे छो
now you're the
now your turn
Love of my life.
So I think destiny first, and I think I just like not being me 3-4 times in a year. I never thought I would be an actor because nobody from my family was into that, into film or acting or theatre for that matter. My father was a policeman. So I guess that is why primarily I said destiny. I was into dance, yes, which is again a form of acting without dialogues. So I think I started my film career when I was in second year in St. Xavier's College. Until Bumbada, Roshini Chatterjee, he offered me with film. When I was in first year, I guess. So I just told him that let me just complete my graduation. My parents were very supportive from the beginning. They said you can do whatever you want to do, whatever you believe in, whatever you will do with a lot of honesty. So I guess once I started, I got the, it's addictive. You know that, being in front of the camera. Who else will know better than you, I guess. So now it's addictive and I like being not me for 3-4 times a year. And I enjoy playing different roles and not being shackled. Thanks.
I think we should clap for that.
Yeah.
It's a great answer.
You know nothing about
Nothing about
no,
nobody.
no, but this is a perfect example. Look what love can do. No, and
Yeah, like-
the lovely answer she came up with. And that's why I'm saying.
No, you don't underestimate me, come on.
No one is.
मुझे इनसे बात नहीं करनी, मुझे इनसे प्यार करना।
Yeah.
I don't want to know much about it.
so I was this one
First show the tattoo.
I know.
Nimi, first show
Show
tattoo.
it tattoo first.
The tattoo first.
हाथ तुले बोल
My tattoo
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, it's
Shiva,
This
right?
is a Shiva, this is Natarajan. I'm a Shiva fan. I would say
Shiva fan.
Like Nagarjuna.
fan.
No, she's talking about the band, yeah.
Yeah, she
Oh, the band.
from Kolkata. But it is
She doesn't know about them also.
No. No idea.
no idea.
It's okay, it's okay.
Go.
Okay, I mean, that's
Shoot.
Okay. So it was like everybody used to tell my mom that your daughter is crazy, huh? Because she talks with herself. And I used to, yeah, really. I used to tie this dupatta because I had very short hair when I was a kid. I used to tie this dupatta balu mein and I used to do those slow-mo shots heroines used to do. And तब किसी को पता नहीं था कि this is a slow-mo shot and everybody used to think that I'm crazy. But I knew
Just slow shot.
basically.
That's great.
Thank God she knows.
मम्मी मुझे बोला करती थी अगर तुम अच्छे से पढ़ाई करो तब I used to tell her mummy how these heroines can change their clothes like they are wearing 3-4 clothes in one song. She used to tell me if you study hard then you can get it. Now I understand. But I knew from inside that yeah I want to do this and by God's grace and by everybody's prayers I will.
You know, I always, when I was growing up, sorry, I'm trying to behave like a moderator of this. Wish we had a more easy way, just eat and drink and just chat with each other. It would be lovely because we never get these opportunities because we're all working more often than not. And when we make public appearances, they're public appearances. And I never thought that I'd meet so many people that I can speak to like this because even when we meet at parties, we don't talk this.
Yeah.
We talk other stuff. So the one thing that I always believe in, which is so strange that all of us have said that, is that people believe actors, stars, directors, writers, they love themselves so much. The first thought that comes to my mind is that people who are actually acting are the ones who love themselves the least and still want to be themselves as other people. So I think for me that's a great learning experience. So I'll be a better actor for just because of this evening. That's an amazing belief to have that all of us are gifted, all of us are presentable, all of us have qualities which other people must also have. It's not that we are the chosen ones like that, but we all haven't got this desire to be us more often than not, even if it's 3-4 times a day. And we just gone out and want to tell lies, want to believe in somebody else's belief, want to not do share markets. We just don't want to be ourselves and still retain that quality. I think it's a misnomer. People think stars and film actors and directors and producers are full of themselves. But that's not really true. I think there's a strange humility in accepting the fact that none of us want to be us and try and be someone else and make people happy with their beliefs, their dreams, and their lives.
Well, I think we should formally round up here. This whole program is being up at Sangeet Bangla. This is a channel of SVF channel, and it's an entertainment music channel basically. So before we end, just
sing a song.
We can sing a song.
You can sing a song. We can have a chorus, whatever.
We should sing a
But
song.
we should do something for the.
She's a very good singer.
Yeah, she is.
You guys are doing very bad with me, I'm telling you.
Bad
No,
with
you
you,
gave me
what?
That's
a
because you
birthday
don't
gift
even know
so
us.
you did.
Even Anushka can sing, so.
What?
Anushka, Jazz, and me, we are shameless singers.
Yeah. I think everybody can.
We will join your group.
Can you do a simple
Think of this as bathroom. So it's
like a Bengali Bangla song, which is simple. मतलब दो ही words हों जिसमें ना आजा कम ऐसा कुछ so that we don't have too much stress, please. Some simple song.
something from the film. Beautiful songs you have.
But it would be cool if we sing a Bangla song.
Yeah.
Bangla song.
कोई simple वाला ना जिसमें 2-3 शब्द हो.
कैसे
Tagore song. Tagore song.
No,
Please.
No.
Yeah.
Mimi.
पहले आप छोड़ जल्दी करो.
No, if it's a Bengali song, there's a national anthem. We have stand and sing.
No.
It's a Bengali song. That's correct.
ये politically इतना
He even looks like Sujoy to me.
Yeah.
मेरे को तो लगता है Sujoy की
You know the first time I was
Nitan.
in Bombay,
ये थोड़ी Sujoy.
with Kashyap, you know that, and Gen Z existed there in Bandra, and I landed up with like we faced Sujoy and I like face to face, and I said, "You look like me." No, you like me.
I'll just interrupt in one of our like I think हमने SVF'S party थी. She sings. Her favorite song is Chali Re, and we were in a get together where all of us were sitting and then
She sings really well.
there were people who were singing
Even
Ravi
I-
Sangeet and any other genre, and she was asked to sing one song. And then
Mamta
she
was there.
हाँ,
and
Didi
she
was there.
listening to Tagore
Didi
song.
said, "हाँ, maybe तुम ही गाओ, क्या नो तुम खूब भालो गाओ,
Sing,
तुम
yeah,
गाओ."
we sing.
Sing.
And
I
everybody
said no, I
thought,
cannot sing. I really cannot sing. But everybody, chalo, and I was like, acha. And then I
and
said,
everybody thought she would sing a Bengali song or when a Ravi
चलो
Sangeet song.
I was directly a film in Istanbul with her, and she was singing the same.
Yes, and she did the same thing. Okhana.
Sing
You have to
now,
sing it
sing
too.
now.
So then it's such an easy song for non-singers to sing,
যদি কেউ ডাকছে তো না আসে তবে একটা
No, then the national anthem.
Come on,
Yeah,
stand up
sure.
and sing.
That's not.
You can't sing that. National anthem post 12.
Right?
Who's
That's a
Thank you.
I say 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো